Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I wanted to make a little bit of a gaming news video, also talking about something in the Saints Row the new Saints Row roadmap. So basically there has been this discussion whether Saints Row, what DLC it's even gonna have, what are they even gonna do? And they've released a roadmap, so they've been selling a season pass in this game, and this game just keeps getting disaster after disaster. And so, take a look at this. I'm on the official, Saints Row YouTube page, and I don't see any kind of trailer here. I'm confused, but then you go to Shorts. And right here, it's in this. So literally, their DLC roadmap is in a YouTube short. What? I have never heard about anybody, a developer, ever doing something like this, where you would think that when your game has such a disaster like Saints Row did, you would think that you wouldn't put it in a short, you'd think that you'd make an actual trailer of gameplay, show us what's going on in the game, but no, they put it in a short. But guys, it gets even worse than this. Not only is it in a short, but apparently it's also voiced by an AI. Yeah, so apparently the Saints Row trailer is not even voiced by an actual person, but instead by an AI. And this, let's show you guys this. So this, when did this come out? March 28th, when this was posted. And this has like, what, 6,000 views? And it's been over a week. And it just shows you the lack of interest in this game. But I'm not a complete expert. This sounds like an AI to me. And all of my friends that I've asked, I sent a few of my friends this trailer, and pretty much every single friend has said that they believe this is an AI. But let me know what you guys think if this is AI. That basically means that a computer is pretty much talking, not a person. Because there's not a lot of emotion behind this, apparently. So let me know what you guys think, and for people wondering, why is it bad that an AI would voice the trailer? Well, it shows you that they're being cheap. They're not actually hiring an actual voice actor to voice the trailer or a developer to talk about it. Instead, they just programmed a script and got an AI to talk about it. But let's watch this here.
April, everyone gets a free Dead Island 2 cosmetic pack coming in May, free for all players. New district, combat overhaul, and more for expansion pass holders. The heist and the hazard, missions, events, and more. July brings a free update, new features, improvements, and more. Plus, expansion pass holders get a brand new solo mode, Doc Ketchum's Murder Circuit. August brings even more free content, new district, new features, improvements, and more. And with the expansion pass, there's new story missions, enemies, cosmetics, and more. April.
This is, yeah,
everyone gets.
So basically, let's take a look at this here, the roadmap. We're super excited to be able to share an update on what we've been working on since you last heard from us. But first, a big thank you to everyone for reaching out on our social channels. We really appreciate all your feedback since launch, and we have tried to incorporate what we can into our future quality of life updates, which we're incredibly excited for you to get your hands on. As you know, we've been focusing on fixes and quality of life improvements ahead of releasing our new content. Our last update was a whopper worthy of FBs. This is exactly what I'm going to talk about here. Now look, I don't curse a lot on this channel, as you guys know. I don't curse a lot, partly for monetization, but also because I just don't think it's professional to constantly curse. But I will curse here, so people are going to be surprised by this. FBs, this. If you actually have been listening to fan feedback, Volition, if you've actually listened to fan feedback, one of the things that you would have done is you would have changed the name of this stupid restaurant. Because FBs, this is the most politically correct restaurant name change that I have seen. Do you know what it was called in the previous Saints Row games? It was called Freckle Bitches. Yes, that is what it was called. It was called that specifically. Take a look right here.
I'm here. What's up? We need to get over to FB's ASAP. They're re-releasing the Mecha Burger. Everybody had one the summer I was 9. It was the most popular kids' meal toy FB's ever produced.
And you want to relive your childhood? Sure, no problem.
Welcome to FB's. Can I take your order?
Did anyone remember napkins?
Hey man, now that everything's taken care of, can you drop me off at Freckle Bitches? I'm jonesing for a fun bag.
I know you're supposed to be dead and all, but you have to look this pissed?
Johnny, you said you'd take me out to dinner.
And here we are.
At Freckle Bitches?
Where else would we go?
Someplace good? Why couldn't you have taken me to Mykonos?
Aisha, it's not like... Hey, what's up? Perfect timing.
Right to the point.
Yo, can you speed this shit up? I want to go to Freckle Bitches.
You're going to die here, son. Make no mistake about that. But if it makes it any easier on you, I'll be sure to thank you in my acceptance speech.
That's what the restaurant was called. And then in the Saints Row Reboot, they went fully politically correct. And instead they renamed it to FBs. FBs. You know, seriously, what does FBs even stand for? You know what it stands for. And so they're scared of that offending somebody. That's what they're scared of, offending somebody. This is a gangster game. Gangsters don't care about offending anybody. And we're ready to deliver you an even bigger meal in our next big update in May. So what have we been up to since then? Well, we've been working hard on brand new Saints Row content, and we're now ready to share what's planned for the future. Let's head into our DLC roadmap. So free Dead Island 2 cosmetic pack. I'm actually looking forward to Dead Island 2, don't get me wrong, but don't really care anything for the cosmetics in Saints Row. Post-launch content roadmap, expansion pass, the Heist and the Hazardous, new story missions, events, cosmetics, and more. Free, new district, combat overhaul, photo mode, and more. So, they are giving us a new district, which hopefully these new districts are interesting and actually have life to them, unlike in, you know, the Saints Row Reboot, where, you know, you would just fly around, areas would just glitch out, and the areas just didn't have life to them, like Stillwater. Like in Stillwater, you had, like, all these districts, like the Museum District, you had the Mall District, you had Downtown, you had Saints Row, you had the airport, which this game doesn't even have an airport. So there's just so many districts in the original Saints Row 1 and 2 that were just so unique. But in Saints Row, the reboot, I can barely remember the districts. I think El Dorado, I think that was the casino strip, but that's really the only district I can even remember. I don't even remember the name of the neighborhood where the church was in the Saints Row reboot. That's how forgettable neighborhoods were. So I really hope that they actually do make these good. I'm not just trying to hate on this game, but I just hope the neighborhoods that they add, these new districts, are actually decent. Doc Ketchum's Murder Circus new solo mode. If they are attempting something like Professor Genki's, you know, these crazy, TV show, if they're attempting to do something like that, that might actually be a step in the right direction, but we'll have to see. But, free update, new features, improvements, and more. Again, doesn't really give us that much information. Expansion 3, new story missions, enemies, cosmetics, and more. New district, new features, improvements, and more. So again, more new districts, but what does it even says about this? We know we've been promising new content for Saints Row, and we're delighted to finally be able to tell you we have a DLC expansion launching in May, July, and August of this year. Together, these DLC packs will add new campaign missions, gameplay, weapons, vehicles, cosmetics, and more across both new and well-traveled parts of Santo Ileso. You'll be able to buy these expansions separately, but if you own the expansion pass, they'll be yours when they launch. 2 of the packs will be expansions to the main Saints Row campaign, with all the new missions set in all new city districts, following the continuing adventures of the Saints and their enemy factions. Well, what enemy factions? And 1 pack will introduce an all-new solo game mode experience within an even more twisted version of one of the favorite areas of Santo Ileso. We can't wait to show you more on these very soon. Santo Ileso is getting bigger and better. So we told you about the new DLC, but what you don't know is just how much work we have put into the main game for everyone. The new city districts will be free for all players, meaning everyone will get a chance to explore totally new areas of Santo Ileso this year, and the world encounters and activities that come with that, whether you purchase the DLC packs or not. We're excited to announce that the first of these new districts is called Sunshine Springs and will land alongside the first expansion in May. And while there's lots of content on the way for our expansion pass players, we're still hard at work refining the Saints Row experience through more quality of life updates, continued bug fixes, and community requested features, including a photo mode, retooled combat, a whole new emote system, and more. Here's the entire roadmap once more. So again, it tells you about the roadmap here. But We'll be breaking down additions and changes in much more detail in the future. Before that, keep your eyes open for some new visitors to Santo Lesso who dropped in for a special slaycation. Stay tuned. We're delivering some really great improvements to the existing game and more content for the future. We're dying for you to get your hands on our new and improved Santo Lesso. And it's not long now. Make sure you're following Saints Row to hear more from us to get the lowdown, the finer details of upcoming weeks. Keep on keeping it strange, Volition. So look, guys, I don't want you to look at this and just think that I'm just coming in here just hating for no reason. My favorite video game of all time is Saints Row 2. If you watch my channel a lot of times when I talk about favorite games, you know my favorite game of all time is Saints Row 2. I think Saints Row 2 is even better than San Andreas. That's how much I love Saints Row 2. And so it's I was really looking forward to this game when it was originally coming out, but it just turned into a disaster. You know, the glitches, the terrible city design, some of the really stupid gangs, the cringy characters. There was just disaster after disaster with this game, and then the developer was just lashing out at fans, calling them terrorists if they disagreed with them. Yes, the community manager actually said that. They never really apologized for that. But, you know, hopefully, you know, they get their stuff together. Hopefully, these districts are decent, but I honestly don't have that much hope. When you're putting your trailer in a YouTube short, and you're voicing it by apparently an AI, but let me know in the comments, guys. Do you guys think that that was an AI that was in the trailer, or do you think that I'm over-exaggerating? If I'm wrong, please do let me know. But, you know, that's pretty much it. That's my thoughts on this. Let me know what you guys think. Does this excite you at all? Have you bought this pass? Are you going to buy it? Let me know. I probably will, you know, get this stuff because I will revisit the game to see, because I always like to give things second chances, and so I will probably revisit this game when this comes out in May, and I'll look at it, and I'll basically, you know, do a video on it. I'll show you the new districts and all that, and I'll talk about whether I think it's good or not. But me personally, I don't think that it's good. You know, this right here, this picture, I've had a few of my friends tell me they're adding more LARP missions. Please, God, no. Don't add any more LARP missions. You better not. Because if they add more LARP missions in this storyline, what we want to see is we want to see actual districts with life to them. We want to see good customization. We want to see a focus on crime. And we want to see good gangs, like actual criminal gangs. We want to see actual gangsters. We don't want to see cringe characters we don't want to see characters that basically just sit at Starbucks all day and complain about celebrities and student loans. We don't want to see characters like that. We want to see actual gangsters. So hopefully we get that here. But, you know, this game has had so many disasters. Hopefully the developer does finally listen to their fans and improves on it. So, you know, I'll give it a chance. You know, I wouldn't say that I'm going into this optimistic, but I will give this a chance when this comes out. Personally, I don't have much hope after just how the main game turned out. Let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know if you agree with me. If you disagree with me, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.